Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Well, today we are gonna do another fun Q&A video. So this time it's a little bit of a smaller video because we only have 6 questions, so I can go a little bit deeper into the questions. But during the last Q&A videos, I actually always found that audio was a little bit of a problem. So this time I decided to just shoot the video in my room, and that's more handy, and I can also have my iPad and my other phone with me, because some questions actually involve a little bit of numbers and stuff like that, so I can show you them on the go, which is more easily. So the first question that we are going to answer is from Alec T. His question is: thought on the BMW F20 125i. Is the N20 a strong motor? Thanks. Um, well, it's the only 2-liter petrol engine that you can find in the F series of the 1 series. But is it a good engine? Well, I have heard a little bit of mixed stories on it, to be honest with you guys. The N20 is used in a lot of BMWs. I mean, it's a 2-liter petrol engine. You can find it in a lot of 3 series, 4 series, 5 series. So it's a very commonly used engine. So when you have a lot of engines, you can also have a lot of problems. I mean, if you only have like an engine that's only sold in very few cars, and you won't see that much problems because there are fewer engines out there in the wild on the road. But the N20 is a very much used engine, so not everyone treats this car as it should. I can I can know the feeling a little bit because I treat my car like garbage sometimes, but not on maintenance though. I always do treat her well on that point. But some N20 engines do get beaten on. I mean, revving in cold when the oil is cold, no maintenance and stuff like that, and then you start to see failures. But I know people with an N20 who just beat on the car a lot, but still have good maintenance and still don't have any problems with the car. So I think that you have to have a little bit of luck with the N20. Same goes with the N13. I always see a lot of problems with the N13 engine, the car that I have. Yet on mine it has been perfect. So I guess if you find 125i with not that much kilometers on them, which has been serviced good, I think you should be fine, but it's no guarantee, of course. There can always happen something. But still the 125i, it's, except the 135i, one of the best 1 series to tune, because you can easily get over 300 horsepower out of these engines with some tuning. Downpipe, intercooler, intake, and a very good tune, and you should hit 300 horsepower. The newer facelifts with the B48 easily hit 300 horsepower with just a tune. They are even better. But yeah, I mean, if the 135i is a little bit out of your league, or insurance wise, or even for tax wise, because 6-cylinder 3-liter gets taxed more, but you still want a fast 1 series, then I can pretty much say that 125i will be a good option. So yeah, I would say if you can find a good spec for a good amount of money, then I would say go for it. The next question is from Daniel Bekarovsky, if I say it right. Hey Bimmer Belgium, would you recommend forging the N13 internals and putting a hybrid turbo and going stage 3? Thanks. Well, I'm not 100% sure about that. I always say if I now wreck the engine of the 114i, that I would do the internals and go stage 3, and also do the turbo, because I have put a lot of money into that car already, and just doing the build all over again on another 1 Series just would be not that interesting. I mean, it would be cheaper to me to just get a new engine than buy another 114i or 116i and do the stuff all over again. But the thing is, I'm not 100% sure if you should, because I have already gone through a rear axle, a differential, and a drive shaft. And I'm not 100% certain that if you go stage 3 you will easily push around 300 horsepower if all those parts can still hold up. I think that you will have gearbox, clutch and drivetrain issues if you go stage 3. I really think that for the hardware of the car, that stage 2 is a safe limit. It also depends on how hard you drive the car. I mean, are you gonna do track days? Or is it just for driving on the highway and be faster than the guy next to you? Or are you gonna do drag races and launches a lot? So it really depends. If you're going to beat on the car, then I would just keep it at a stage 2, to be honest, because otherwise I think you'll need to beef up the drivetrain of the car and the clutch, because I already went through the stock clutch, so I would go for a Sachs Performance clutch anyway. But for me, I think if you already have an M13, already have 1 Series with a lot of work in it, and you're like, I want more power but I want to keep the same car, then maybe you can do it, but I still think it's a lot of money just to get a 1.6 at 300 horsepower. So for me, I think it would be the best option to just leave it at a stage 2. So my recommendation is no, unless you really love the car and you really want to throw a lot of money at it, then maybe. But I would say no. The next question is from Zytech. Are you going to put an interior ambient lighting system into your car? So ambient lighting in the car, probably not, because I've seen those lines from you can get them on the internet. I've seen it in real life and I'm really not that keen on it. I just want to keep the more performance OEM look. So probably not. Maybe if I find a good deal or some cool kit comes out later for a decent price, maybe I would do it, but not 100% sure. Then the next question is from Junior Geroms, I think. He just simply asks, next car, question mark. Well, not 100% sure. There are 2 cars that I always keep talking about, and I keep talking about those 2 cars, and that would be an F20 140i or an M2. A normal M2, not a competition, because that would totally be out of my league budget wise. So yeah, next car. You see, when I saw like one stock F20, what he could do with a 140i, when you put a pure 800 turbo on a car, you easily push 600 horsepower, and yeah, I would say that's pretty hefty. And then when you get an M2, when you do the same ones, you get a little bit less horsepower, because actually the N55 is a little bit less capable than the B58. But the thing is, if I would if I would buy a 140i, then I would probably sell the 140i, because I know already if I would get a 140i, I just wouldn't drive the 140i anymore, and it would just be a waste of money to keep the car. But thing is, if I buy an M2, I actually need the form factor of a hatchback. So I need a higher bonnet for my it's a higher bonnet for my hobbies. I'm into RC cars. I sometimes stack a bunch of RC cars up, also to transport things, like a little workhorse, something like that. So an M2 only for me wouldn't cut it. But the thing is, if I want an M2, I want to keep the 140i. But if I want a 1M40i, if I want to buy an M2, then I want to keep the 114i. But if I want the 1M40i, I'm gonna sell the 114i. 40, 14, what the fuck. So yeah, if you can still follow. The thing is, like, a good 1M40i will set you back around 30,000 euro. And my car, if I would sell it, I would get like 14,000 euro for it. Let us say 14,000 euro. And then I still have to only pay 16,000 euro out of my own pocket. And that's doable amount of money. It's not that much. But if I want an M2 and I can't sell the 114i, a good M2 will set you back around 40,000 euro. Yeah, then I need to pay 40,000 euro out of my own pocket, and 16 or 40,000 euro is a very, very, very big difference. So it will all depend on my budget. But for now, I mean, the safe bet would be the 1M40i because that's doable. But really, if my YouTube really starts to grow very hard next year, then I wouldn't exclude an M2 next to the 114i, and then later on, when the 114i has a higher mileage, sell it and then buy a 140i as the next project. Maybe. But I think for the moment that the 1M40i is the safest bet, and then sell the 114i, and then continue the build on the 1M40i basically. And at the end of the road, I'll have a car which has more than double the horsepower as the 114i sitting here in the garage right now. So yeah, I would say that the safest bet would be a 1M40i, probably. But also, a lot of YouTubers are doing already a 1M40i, so is it going to be interesting? I don't know. But you can be certain that I'll have one of the faster 1M40is, because I would do turbo upgrades and crazy stuff, whatever. Okay, so then probably a 1M40i if the budget allows it, and M2. That's the answer. Okay, next question. How much do you earn on YouTube? It's from Jaws39. Well, I actually have, so I'm gonna take my phone for this because I actually have some screens open on the tablet. Okay, so I got monetized in January this year, and I'm gonna put the screen brightness a little bit lower. That's too low. Perfect. So I actually, got monetized in January this year, and when I did some calculations, from January until now, I have hit 857, let us say 858,000 views, which is, a decent amount of views. And these are all my monthly payouts since January. You don't have to look at this one because YouTube only pays out when you have like 70,000 euro. Oh, where is the focus? So we only have to look at this amount of money. So this is from February, March. March was the best month ever. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It's starting to grow, and actually for this month we are already having 150 euro, which is very, very, very good. I don't have that much more views, but that means that my BPM is going up, which is a very good thing because I actually have less views than in April. But yeah, I have way more money, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I'm not complaining. I mean, 150 euro, that's a nice little bonus. And, everything combined, it's around 1,000 euro. So I got around 1,000 euro for around 860,000 views. And, each month I earn around this. So it used to be around 100 euro for a few months, and like this month it's 150, last month it's 130, so it's going up. So if this amount can rise up to a lot more than it is right now, so imagine that next year it will be around 200 euro, and then after the end of next year maybe 300 euro. If I can manage that, to get around 400-500 euro, that's when we can be able to get an M2. That would be really nice, and in combination with me getting a new job, and then also when the payoffs of the 114i are done, so that would really, mean a big financial difference. And when the build of the 149 is also done, then we could get, a next project. But yeah, that's really what I earn on YouTube. It's between 100 and 150 euro a month. So yeah, it's a good amount of money. I'm gonna switch cameras again. So yeah, it's a good amount of money, and I do notice it. I mean, it's very welcome, especially when without a job. But that's what I mean. Actually, last year when I had a job, I actually had a higher budget each month as I do now. It's not a huge difference, but it is there. But if I can, combine a decently paid job with the YouTube money, and then also the money that I earn from selling the merch, then we will have like a very decently, a very good monthly budget on YouTube for the car. And if then also, the payments of the 1 Series are done, so that's in 2 years, and then that's another 250 euro of the budget freed up, then we would, in 2 years, probably we will have like, a decent amount of money to get a good car for the channel, like good hefty 6-cylinder. I hope I don't have to wait that long, but if you can guys keep, stay with me for that amount of time, then I would, be very grateful, but we'll see. So the next and the latest question is from Top 8, and he's telling me, hi, I have a BMW F20 118D Stage 1 at 185 horsepower. What's the next best performance mod in your opinion? Well, if you want a little bit more horsepower, I would probably get a K&N inlay filter and a downpipe, and then get your car remapped, because the downpipe will give you easily another 10-15 horsepower. If you do those two mods, like I said, you would easily hit over 200 horsepower. If you have a 4-cylinder 2-liter, I guess probably, because the 3-cylinder and the 1.6 don't get to 185 horsepower on a stage 1 tune. But yeah, I would definitely do a downpipe and like an inlay filter. And if you want to go even more extreme, do like what was I saying again? Do like intercooler and maybe a straight pipe for the sound, and also less weight, less air restriction, and then you would easily see 210-15 horsepower. So but the biggest gain money wise next will be the downpipe. So yeah, and I think we have all the questions answered. So yeah, only 6 questions, so I went a little bit deeper into them. Anyway guys, I would say thanks for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.